Hey guys, and thanks so much for joining me for another week of What's for Dinner. My name is Stephanie. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are not, welcome back. I've got some delicious dinners to share with you guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. First recipe I'm going to start you guys off with is going to be tortellini soup. It's like a beef and tortellini soup. It's so delicious. Oh my gosh, super full of flavor. I've got a lot of seasoning in there, just some Italian seasoning and some onion salt. I'm browning up my meat on the bottom of this pot here. I'm going to add in some onions and a little bit more seasoning, and I'm going to go ahead and let that cook until my onions become translucent. Now that my onions have cooked down, I'm going to go ahead and add in some tomato paste. This is going to give the soup like an all-day cooked flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that in there, get that all combined with the meat and the onions, and then I'm going to go ahead and add in my garlic. I'm going to stir that around and add in my tomato sauce. I've got a 36-ounce can of tomato puree here. You can use whatever brand you want, but I will say I went ahead and filled that up again with some beef broth. I added in some sugar because anytime I use tomato product, I always add in sugar. It doesn't make it sweet, it just kind of takes away from the acidity. So then once that came up to a boil, I went ahead and added in my tortellini, cooked those up, and then once those were cooked up, I added in my spinach, and then my cream was the final thing that I added into this soup, and it was finished and delicious. Alright guys, so I served this with some ricotta on top and then a little bit of some parsley there to give it a little bit more green. This was so good. Oh my gosh, loved it. Super delicious and super great for like a comforting, hearty meal. It is freezing outside. This is the super cold winter, so I've been making lots and lots of soups. And this was a super easy one-pot soup, and I think you guys will absolutely love it, as well as your families. It makes a ton. Just loved it. Absolutely. 10 out of 10 would highly recommend. So next up, I've got some chicken tikka masala that I made super quick and easy by just using some rotisserie chicken that I had left over. This is just like a seasoning packet. It wasn't like a sauce, so it was something different that I hadn't tried, and Josh and I really loved it. So I just had this little seasoning packet. I went ahead and added in some onions and some bell pepper that I had, and I'm going to go ahead and add in some spinach. And then just for the rest of it, I just followed the recipe for what it asked for on the package, which was just like a tiny little 15-ounce can of tomato sauce and then some cream. But everything else I just threw in there myself. And then I'm going to be going ahead and serving this up over some white basmati rice. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So as you can see, I just went ahead and got my onions and peppers in the pan here. I've got some onion salt that I seasoned them up with, but nothing else because I know that this flavor, like this packet, has a lot of flavor in it. So I just went ahead and added in my garlic once that was all cooked down. Then I added in my chicken to warm through, and then that was pretty much it. This went really fast. After that, I just added in my seasoning packet, got that all mixed through, added in my tomato sauce, filled up my little 15-ounce can with some cream, added in my spinach, and then cooked that all together for a little bit while I was waiting for my rice to finish. And that was it. So this was super quick, you guys. Like I said, like I literally had to wait for the rice to finish, and then that was it. Alright guys, so like I said, I just plated this up over some white basmati rice, which was perfect because this was literally packed with flavor. Oh my goodness, it was coming from each and every way. There were so many different spices in there, but it was so good. A super luscious sauce and just like creamy but a little bit spicy, but not too spicy. It was just like awesome, like not to quote Guy Fieri, but it definitely like went to flavor town with this one. It was awesome. All right, and last but not least this week, we have some beef teriyaki fried rice. I've got about a cup of onions, a half cup of peppers, some green onions, and an egg as well. And I'm going ahead and using some of the leftover fried rice from dinner a couple nights ago, which you guys just saw, and a pound of ground beef. And then back here, I've got all of my flavorings, I guess you'd call them. I've got some teriyaki sauce, some, well, I guess peas and carrots aren't really a flavoring. That's just back there because they're frozen. I got some soy sauce. I'm not going to use too much of it, but just a little bit. I've got my trusty onion salt and my crushed garlic cubes. And then I found this honey garlic seasoning at Sam's, and it is super amazing. If you guys can find it, definitely go for it. Oh my gosh, makes all the difference, and it seasons up like meat and stuff so well. We've used it on chicken too. Fantastic. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So of course I'm going to brown and season up my meat. That's my first step here. And then once that is all browned up, I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my veggies. I added in a little bit of soy sauce there. Like I said, I'm not adding in like too much. I wanted to go ahead and fry up my little egg. I did get it stuck to a couple of pieces of ground beef, but I just didn't feel like using like another pan just to make the eggs or take out the beef so that I can make the eggs real quick. It turned out fine for me. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out now because it's done. I don't want them to overcook too badly. So I'm going to add in my onions and peppers. My green onions are for, what's that word? Presentation, like, you know, just topping on top. I can't think of the word right now for some reason. But yeah, so once those are all cooked down, I'm adding in my garlic. And I'm just going to go ahead and stir that in there. And then that's when I started to add in my rice and just get everything all coated. And this is when I realized I had more meat than rice, so this was a very like beefy beef fried rice, but it turned out really good. We still liked it. It was just like more beef than rice for sure, so definitely make sure you have a beef to rice ratio. That's better than mine. But yeah, I went ahead and added in a couple of tablespoons of teriyaki sauce and just a little bit of soy. Once that was like to my liking, like the color wise, I added in some of my carrots and peas and my egg and let that all cook down together just a little bit to get everybody familiar with their friends in the pot there. And then that was pretty much it. I tasted it for some flavoring. I added a little more teriyaki sauce, and then that was all. So I served that in a bowl with yum sauce, which is also delicious. I'll show you guys how I plated it up. Alright, so here it is, all plated up. I went ahead and added my green onions for garnish. I remember the word now. On top of that, so yeah, delicious. I did buy some like chopsticks from Walmart. They came in like a set of 10. So I was fancy schmance and I was eating my fried rice with my chopsticks. And of course my side of yum sauce, which we like can't live without all of a sudden. I never had this in my house before. And then one day I bought it and now we can't live without it. But yeah, so super delicious, super easy. One pan meal, took about 20 minutes and we loved it. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me this week. I hope you guys got some delicious dinner inspiration. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments which one you guys liked the best. I think my favorite was the chicken tikka masala this week. I loved it. It was so like new to us and unexpectedly delicious. So just a reminder, always try new things, and sometimes they're really awesome. But anyways, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a blessed and awesome week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.